Brakate Hawa, Brakate Awishai, Brakate Hawa, Brakate Awishai, Brakate Hawa, Brakate Awishai. Kal Halayim Na Banawa Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Bahashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops, and brothers on down at Great Millstone. Salutations to the Ofi elect. This is your brother Rai Banyamya, and here to share a lesson. Title for this lesson is Prophecy is Moving Fast. I have a few scriptures lined up to go in line with the article that I'm about to read. Right, Lord willing, it be edifying and encouraging to the elect. So I'll jump right in, it's going to be quick and Lord willing, it be straight to the point. So as per the article written by Dan Leadenhall from the Daily Beast, it says, attack on U.S. base kills at least 6 as Middle East boils over. So it's over there in Asia. It's really called Asia. The region over there is Asia. Alright, so kicking in, it says the U.S. military launched a wave of strikes against Houthi missiles in Yemen on Sunday, the Pentagon said, while a drone attack on an American base in Syria left several Kurdish fighters dead overnight in the latest bloodshed, in the region. Now, when you go to the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter, talk about, preparing for war. Right, and these nations are preparing for war. So as these nations are preparing for war, we need to prepare for that spiritual war, that spiritual fight that is coming, right? This being the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble as coined by Elder Apostle Taha. Alright, so this is what we are doing as men of the Lord, as the hopeful elect men, right? It says Joel chapter 3 and 9, it says, Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare for war, wake up the mighty men, right, the soldiers and stuff, right? It says, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, right? So these Houthi people, they are coming up and stuff for war. The American soldiers are coming up for war. The Kurdish fighters are coming up for war. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Right? So these particular nations, they had little defenses and stuff, but nothing that could thwart the attack of a superpower, or at least give any superpower some kind of fight. You understand? So those lesser weapons that they had, they have turned them into strong weapons, right? These are particular nations, once they were agricultural nations or whatever, or trade on some kind of level, now they have put their resources not into we call it agriculture, manufacturing and so forth, but into instruments of warfare, missiles, drones, right? That's where a lot of nations' budgets are being increased in time of war, weaponry, defenses. All right. Continuing on, it says the Central Command on Monday said in a statement that its forces had struck a Houthi land attack cruise missile, as well as 4 anti-cruise missiles, all of which were prepared to launch against ships in the Red Sea. Right? You see that word prepare? As per Joel 3 and 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. So we are in the spirit of war. The Iran-backed militia's weapons presented an imminent threat to the U.S. Navy ships and merchant vessels in the region. The statement added, the Houthis have been attacking ships in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden since the outbreak of Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza. The rebels claim to target vessels linked with Israel out of solidarity with Palestine, but many of those targeted seemingly have no ties to Israel at all. The U.S. also carried out strikes targeting other Tehran-aligned groups in Iraq and Syria over the weekend, part of a furious response to an attack that killed 3 Americans. Right, those were the 3 Jakes that got killed at a base in Jordan late last month. Attacks against America target in the Middle East have continued unabated, however. Alright, so this war is being, fought, with missiles. The scriptures call it, the fuel of fire. In the book of Isaiah, the 9th chapter, and 5th verse, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and the garments rolled in blood. These were battles of old, battles of the sword, the axe, right, and the shield, right? Sword against sword, metal lashing against metal, right? The battles of old. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. You understand? So these missiles, when these missiles are launched, whether the energy that they carry is based, on fuel, right, and fire at the tail, at the missile. Now, when they hit a target, there's a flame, right? They are, engulfed in the area. You understand? So this fight will be done with thermonuclear missiles and or missiles in general. So this is the new form of fight, the new form of battle. So as we read in the beginning of the article, they launching this missile or they launch that missile. Those are the new instruments of battle, the instruments of fuel of fire. It says on Monday, the Syrian Democratic Forces SDF announced that a one-way unmanned aerial vehicle UAV struck its Commando Academy at a base that houses U.S. troops in the Al Omar oil field. No American casualties were reported, but 6 Kurdish fighters were killed, the SDF said. The so-called Islamic Resistance in Iraq, an umbrella group of militias behind the drone attack that killed American soldiers in Jordan, claimed responsibility for the Kurdish fighters' death. The UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights (SOHR) said the latest assault came as part of the Islamic Resistance Revenge for Gaza campaign. This attack is the first response by Iranian militias to American bases after American airstrike, right, using missiles on militias position in various areas, within areas they control, the SOHR said. Now, as this thing, escalate, Russia and China is going to get involved, right? Because, these militias, these Iranian-backed militias don't have all the weaponry and the superiority that Russia has. And remember, the scripture says that Russia shall be, a god unto all these nations. So Russia is looking on at, at what is happening over there with these different strikes between the Iranian-backed militias and the U.S. forces. So I just grabbed it in real quick, staying in the Old Testament, the book of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. And we'll read from verse 1 on down a little bit, right? Because Russia will get involved, and China as well. Verse 1, it says, "And the word of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against them." These are the Edomites, right? In that region of the Russians. "And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, right, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with armor, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even with great company, with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords." Now, at one time, Russia was powerful, right? But they had a so-called, ceasefire with the West, with NATO, that they wouldn't, build missiles and weapons of great and mass destruction. But hidden, they both did the same thing. NATO did it, and the Russians did it in the time that they said that, they wouldn't build any great weapons of, mass destruction and or use it, right? So all these things that they are using now to fight these fights or share with other nations is what they have built up over the years, as technology went on. That is why it says, "And I will turn thee back," right? So Russia is coming back into that dominant, that iron fist, USSR, demeanor. All right. It says, verse 5, Persia, right, which is those Iranians over there, Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, right? These weapons, right? Missiles, so on and so forth. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Tagamar of the north quarters, and all his bands, right? When it says Gomer today are the Turkish people, right, as well. "Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them." So when things get out of hand, or when the Iranian forces are overwhelmed, Russia is going to step in and be a guard unto them. All right, we'll go back into the article. It says, the organization further claimed that the death toll from the attack had risen to 7, and that 18 others had been injured, some seriously. The SOHR said it has documented 108 attacks on U.S. bases in Syria by the Iranian-backed militias since October 19th, with 27 of those targeting the Al Omar oil field installation. After the deaths in Jordan, President Joe Biden ordered a firm and serious response, which is now underway. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan told Media Press on Sunday, "We intend to take additional strikes and additional action to continue to send a clear message that the United States will respond when our forces are attacked or our people are killed," he said. And that concludes the article. All right. Continuing on in the New Testament a little bit. I'm going to read in Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. Right, it says, "The second war is past," right, which is the Second World War. "And behold, the third war cometh quickly." Right, so every day that the Most High make is going to escalate things one way or another. It's going to be turned up another notch. This country is going to join in. This amount of people is going to die in a strike. Right? It's going to escalate, until, countries really attack countries. So right now, they don't really attack Iran like that. And as you all know, Babylon has not been touched. So, so let's see. But it's coming, and it is coming quickly. And all of these facilitate the shortening of the days, which we can all agree is happening now, and that we are experiencing it. The days are very short, hours are short, it goes by like that. Right, and I'll end there in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, and the 21st verse on down a little bit. Matthew 24 and 21, and it says, "For then shall the great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be." So this is it. Right, so what is about to transpire here, with the pestilences, right, the time of Jacob's trouble, the time of war will trump any time that has ever been. Verse 22, "And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." Right? So Mosiah is doing this so that his elect would be saved. Right? Because the scripture said, if we stay here, no flesh would be saved, man. If Esau, Edom, kingdom keep going, no flesh would be saved. Except those days would be short, no flesh would be saved. Right? So he's doing this for his elect's sake. And by extension, when the 2/3 are reborn in the kingdom, they would be okay, as well. But on this side, the Lord is only dealing with the elect men, women, and children of the nation of Israel. Alright, so get your hearts and your minds ready for the days that are to come. So Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying and encourage you new in the faith of fear Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kakadash. Alright, to grow in this word and truth so that we may obtain mercy. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect, and until the next time, Shalom. Damn, where did I put that little thing? Okay, Shalom.